Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the interview today. My name's Sydney. I'm a third-year comparative women's studies major and a SIS oral history scholar.
Hello, everyone. I am Delise Patterson, a first-year psychology major and entrepreneurship minor from South New Jersey, and I am also a SIS scholar.
Today, we have the pleasure of interviewing the Korean veteran Camilla L. Lowe and the Reverend Burton Lowe. So we're going to start by reading their bio to honor their accomplishments and amazing work throughout their lifetime.
There's only one. Okay.
Camilla L. Lowe, Cam, the youngest of three children, was born June 26, 1932, in Hartford, Connecticut, to Willia Burton Lowe and Floyd Willis Lowe. Her older brothers are Burton C. and Willis Bay Lowe. She graduated from Hartford Public High School in 1951, and she was a member of Mount Calvary Baptist Church, and her grandmother, Melinda Lowe, was the first mother of Mount Calvary's Mother Board. After graduation, Camilla worked as a gift wrapper at G. Fox, a major department store in Hartford, Connecticut, and in 1952 as a mail clerk for her Southern New England telephone company.
Cam's plan was to join the Army. However, because of her high test scores, she was selected for the United States Air Force. Camilla entered the Air Force in 1952 during the Korean conflict, 5 years after the Air Force had become an independent branch separate from the Army. She enlisted 4 years after President Truman signed the Women's Armed Service Integration Act on July 8, 1948, which allowed white women to enter the Air Force. African-American women were not allowed in the regular Air Force until July 26, 1948, when President Harry S. Truman signed the Executive 9981 that abolished racial, color, religious, or national origin discrimination. Her entry classifies as her Korean conflict veteran and one of the early Black women trailblazers in the Air Force.
During the conflict, she was stationed in South Ruislip, England, and cracking codes. During her military career, she used her athletic talent as the catcher on the Air Force's women's softball team. Her team won the championship game, beating out Germany for the U.S. title.
Because of her wartime service, she earned a National Defense Service Medal. She was honorably discharged on April 7, 1955, and re-enlisted as an Airman First Class on April 8, 1955. In December 1956, she was promoted to Staff Sergeant, and in November 1958, she received the Good Conduct Award. She was honorably discharged in 1959. In June 1963, as a civilian employee, she received a Department of the Army Certificate of Service for her 10 years of federal service.
Camilla was fortunate to serve in the Korean War with her brother, Burton Lowe. Together, they're an incredible twosome, brave and brilliant.
We want you to speak her name, Korean veteran Camille Lowe, with gratitude.
SIS Oral History and Spelman College are honored to celebrate Korean veteran Camilla Lowe and Korean veteran Burton Lowe on this date, Sunday, April 21st, at the time of 1 p.m. Zoom interview that will be housed in the SIS archive at the Atlanta University Woodruff Library.
In witness of this celebration, would you stand wherever you are and applaud and speak her name with high notes of gratitude and love? Korean veteran Camilla Lowe.
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 I would now like to begin this interview by stating that it will be a duration of 30 minutes, and Korean veteran Camilla Lowe, you may choose to answer or not answer any questions that you may like.
Staff Sergeant Camilla Lowe joined the U.S. Air Force as an early Black woman trailblazer in 1951 during the Korean War. a few years after President Truman signed the Women's Armed Services Integration Act, followed by the signing of Executive Order 9981, which abolished segregation in the U.S. Armed Forces. Lowe was stationed in England, performing a complex assignment of cracking enemy codes. She was honored to serve along with her brother, Burton Lowe, a U.S. Navy Korean War veteran.
That is amazing, and congratulations.
Maybe we could play the other video.
My name is Carmen Nolan. I'm the historian with NABMW, and today is June 26, 2020, and we're here with Miss Camilla Lowe. Today's her birthday. She's 88 years old, and she's also a Korean War veteran. So we're here today to celebrate her birthday and also to gather her oral history. All right, you ready, Miss Lowe? Yes. Okay. So can you tell me just a little bit about your life? Where were you born? Hartford, Connecticut. Okay. And your parents, what did they do for a living? My mother was a housewife. And do you remember what made you decide to join the Air Force? I was supposed to go to the Army, but I guess they needed more people. My mother said no, she can go. She'll be all right.
Well, tell them about how you got there, though.
How I got there?
Yeah, how you got selected to be there, what they did.
Just did what they do. And
Remember that they talked to the people?
sorry.
Remember how they talked to the people? Remember that you told me that they talked to the people at the church and in the community?
Oh, yeah. Well, is it recruiting? Did they have somebody come out and talk to you about joining? No, they didn't. It was just, guess they needed more people for the Air Force. That's what it was. They needed more people for the Air Force. Okay. And I guess I was the chosen one. Okay. Do you have any brothers or sisters? I have one brother, older, and that's all. Yeah, one brother, older brother. What did he think about you joining? He was for it because he was in the Navy. We went to New Haven, Connecticut, which was about 40 miles from Hartford. From there, I went to Lackland Air Force base for basic training. Okay. And I must have did training very well because they made me right guard. Right guard leads the flight, especially in the morning. In the mornings, I was called to the front. Your job is to keep the flight off the gravel from wherever you're going. Okay. And it's a position that carries a little credibility. Definitely. Yeah. A position of honor. That's where it all started. In the flight and what have you. And then getting other little positions and what have you till this. And then they sent me to Wyoming. Should be a place where they exile people. Because it was not nice. It was not nice. And I used to make the standing joke about, hey, don't send them to jail. Send them to Wyoming. Just turn them and let them go to Wyoming and see how far they can get. And I kept getting strep throat. Really? So, so the rest of the flight
was sent to Texas. Everybody except me. I think they sent me to Syracuse, New York. And that was good duty. That was good duty. Of course, I hadn't really learned you can't talk back. And I talked back, and so I became known as the kitchen crew. I was always having to do kitchen. I was happy because we toasted at home, and I could get home on the weekends. I guess I excelled because they put me. I forgot they had put me in charge of a flight, whole flight, and I did. I don't want to be a braggart, but I did well. I guess I did better than they expected. After I got out of Wyoming, I made the rank pretty fast. Pretty fast. And so I became different things, knickers and everything else. But
Did they resent you? Was there resentment because you
Yeah.
found the rank so fast?
yeah, but it was good. It was good, and it was just enjoyable. Then I went to England at South Ruislip. I was in charge of 9 men. The duty was good. I enjoyed some of it. I've been called a lot of names, but didn't matter because I only answered to what I don't have to answer, but I answer not what they called me, but because I know my name and I know that I feel that I was used a bit. I don't know why they came to Connecticut to get me, because I was already over in England, and my mom called me in England and said, if you've done something, you better fess up, because they're here in Hartford asking folks about your character.
Oh, that might have been the security investigation.
It was.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Then I was awarded Q, which is one of your higher things.
So you had Q clearance.
Hmm?
You had Q clearance?
Yeah, I had a Q. And Q, they say, is the highest.
Yeah, that's one of the top secret clearances.
But then they kept giving me, and then I'd get promoted, and then I was going to go for tech sergeant, and they said no, she's too young. So I'm gonna just step it up and just do it. I'll show them how to.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll show them how to operate. I just wanted to prove myself. You think this much of me, and you're doing all this for a reason. So I'm gonna just do what you tell me to do. I was on the softball team, and I was became catcher.
Okay.
And catcher, is a pretty strict position.
Right.
And then I was pretty good, bragging again, pretty good. And I had an arm. Some people they call it rag arm, but me, I had an arm, and they'd say, don't throw the ball to second base. If someone like stealing a base, you don't throw it down there because you're not gonna make it. She has an arm on her. I mean, she has an arm on her. And then I played basketball also.
Really?
And with the hardwood floors, It's taken years, but those hard boys are now laughing. Oh, so, but it's okay. And softball came. We played ball against a team in Germany in the championship. We beat them. Wow. We beat them. And my aunt, who was a domestic worker, to a man named Art McGinley. He wrote me up in the newspaper. Hartford girl plays in German tournament. Her team wins or something like that. So it had its good points and bad points. I would like to have been stationed in Germany. But, it's just that you just try to perform, do the best you can, and it's okay. I think most people sincerely liked me. Most of them, not all of them, but and they the guys performed for me, but all you have to do is treat them right, and they'll help you keep your head above the water. Some of the men were resentful. Young black woman out here, and they made her boss, and so it was a good position. I was sent to San Francisco. Okay. To a little place called Nevada, California. Okay. And they called it the playground of the Air Force. Wonderful duty with civilians. All the civilians. They didn't want to give them overtime. So I got to do all the overtimes, and I got to do all the holidays because they didn't want to pay them. And so, but it was okay. I weathered that too. Then I said, but I know how to get them. I'm going to get out. I was almost time for me to get out of the Air Force, and I said, I'm just going to punish them. I'm just going to get out of here, And I did, and it was kind of one of the biggest mistakes I made in this service. I should have stayed in, got my retirement and all that, but I punished them real good. But it didn't work. I remember in the Air Force going to Ramstein, Germany. Okay. I've been to Festival of the Tulips in Holland. I've been to a full fight in Spain. Wow. I've been to Festival of the Tulips, and besides playing ball. So those are some of your best times. So, and how did leadership treat you? How's your superiors? They did okay, right by me. It's just that sometimes you just get weary. They would have sometimes they'd wake up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to see if you are ready to perform. See if you can get up and get on your feet, get dressed and what have you, in a minimum amount of time. And you never knew when they were going to do it. And sometimes they would take the messages and mix them in with the other one to see how fast you could put it together and get it really together. So, and they did some things that were enjoyable, especially when we get to go TDY, which is temporary duty. And some of the guys would get angry. Well, how come she can go every place? They say it's because she has the money. Wow. She puts her money in the safe. And when they say there's a flight going to, say, Sweden this weekend, whatever. And they'd always come to me and say, you want to go to Sweden or whatever? And I'd say, yes. And all God just said, she gets to go all the time. I said, she has the money. She keeps it in the first sergeant safe. And so, you know, it's, it has its rewards. It has its rewards. Treat them right and they'll treat you right.
Now, for history's sake, what would you want, for someone that's watching this, if someone gets to see it, what would you want people to remember about your service?
About what would you want people to remember about your service?
I wanted to be known that she didn't shirk her duties, that she knew what she was doing, and she did her best. And just remember, when the fairness, I was very fair. And I remember that I've done things and been places that I would not have been able to afford. I worked for the government. The government didn't do what they could have done better by me.
Hello, everybody, and thank you. I am I'm moved to tears. I am literally moved to tears. And my friend, Dr. Dimiji Tagunde, this is more international. This is more of an international story than any international story. Students who travel internationally can share with you. This is a story we rarely hear about a Black woman during a very, very difficult time of racism, when she dared to be brave. She was exceptional. I listened to this interview with tears of gratitude, because I know that I was never as brave as Camilla Lowe when I was in the civil rights movements. I was never as brave as veteran Lowe when I was in solitary confinement for being in the civil rights movement. I was never, none of us, we do not know this story. We do not know the story of Black women and Black men. We see you, Burton Lowe, and we're proud of you. We do not know the stories of Black men and Black women who fought for our country at a time when they were experiencing racism. We have not written that book. We should. And in order to write that book, Sydney, Delise, it requires what? Research and reading and writing. I am so proud to be in the presence of these elders. And the fact that they are elders and can teach us about courage deserves our applause. I want to thank them for their service. And Sister Camilla, thank you for you're bad. As we were saying, oh no, you're good. I see your face. But as we would say in the 60s, you're bad. You're a bad woman. Just bad good. Is she not remarkable? Who's researching the story of older Black women You know, my focus is on age and ageism. But who's writing the stories that are in the memory banks of Black women and Black men who served our country as veterans? She was risking her life for a country that did not give her justice or respect. So I'm, you know, Michelle, you know what I want to do, don't you? Michelle Hyde, right? I want to go away to the quietest place in the South and write. Because this story has not been told. This story has not been told. And I want to applaud you, my sister, my elder, my fighter, for your story. And Burton Lowe for your courage and your story as well. So I'm just going to shut up before I go into a religious dance. Dance. Yes. Okay. So hi, Alyasha. So glad that you could come. And Dimitri, did you hear what I said, Dimitri, about the international experience? This is international. She's been everywhere. And everywhere she went, she dealt with racism. And she tells you the story. Remarkable. Remarkable. At what age? What is your age?
How old are you?
Yeah.
How old? 91?
You are the most remarkable 91. I'm almost there. And may I be as remarkable as you are when I get there. So I just wanted to share that with you. She's an international story, Dimitri. She's been everywhere. And she talks about the places to which she's been, to where she served, and what she's done. Remarkable. And I'm talking too much. I know, City, I'm talking too much. And as a teacher of English, I'm excited about her words and language. She just reaches up and she has the right word. She reaches to the left and she said, no, I'm going to choose another word. I mean, remarkable. This is a celebration for me. And whenever I'm in the presence of an elder, I know there's something I need to learn that I can't learn until I hear the stories of elders. So I'm going to shut up. Alyasha, thank you for coming. And so can we witness, as they say in the old church, can we, as if I go to church, can we witness? Are there any stories anyone want to share? Camilla, how are you feeling about this experience?
They said, how are you feeling about this experience?
And what's a learning?
Oh, she wants me to tell you. She's saying that it was a learning experience and that she's really happy that you all have taken the time and thought that she was important enough to hear her story and to tell her story. She's having a difficult day today, but she is glad that you all are celebrating her and celebrating her brother, because it's never been done before, especially with two people in the same conflict.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, Dr. Gales, just in terms of the historical journey that they went on between the two of them, having their own experiences of racism during that time period while they're trying to serve a country that did not necessarily want to serve them.
Absolutely.
So, I think my dad is trying to say something.
Yes. His mic isn't on.
Nope, we can't hear him.
Can some, who's with him?
My sister is with him.
Can she give him the mic volume?
Nope, we can't hear you.
It's possible that as the Zoom leader, you could unmute him yourself.
I don't think he's muted.
Or turn his
Can you? You can.
Well, while he's trying to do that, is there anybody else who'd like to say something?
I would. For everybody who's joining, I'd like to reintroduce myself. I am Delise Patterson, a first-year honors psychology major and entrepreneurship minor from South New Jersey, and I am a SIS oral history scholar. And I'd like to say I am also honored to be in you guys' presence today, because today is history being made as well as sharing the story of your history. And I want to appreciate and definitely give my respects to everything that both of you have done. And thank you for fighting for a country that wasn't currently fighting for you. And I want to give my regards. So thank you.
Thank you, Delise. That was wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay, say something now.
Hello,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, great.
Well, I lost the picture though.
Okay, we had to use gold.
I got a bad technician here. Well, I'm glad you all are honoring my sister, honestly. I really appreciate it. Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, we were honoring you also. We have questions for you. Oh, Delise?
I do, in fact, have questions for you. My first question to you would be for you to tell us the story about how you wanted to be a pilot and how you were denied that opportunity.
I didn't have enough teeth. At that time, you had to have all your teeth.
Oh, my goodness.
So I ended up in the Navy.
Yes, that was my second question for you. About why you chose the Navy, or was there anything specific that led you to that other than not having enough?
Oh, it's a long story. But anyway, when I was in high school, I joined the Naval Reserves at 17 years old. And that was about 1947. And when I was in the reserves, I had to report every Thursday down in an LST that we had tied up down in the Connecticut River in Hartford, Connecticut. And I moved to Detroit in 1950 because I couldn't get a job as a junior draftsman in Connecticut. So my cousins who lived here in Detroit told me to come here, and I got hired in a Ford Motor Company in 1950 as soon as I got here. But I also joined the Naval Reserve. Well, like I said, I carry my reserve records here with me. And when the Korean War started, I had worked at Ford for about 9 months, and I got called to active duty. And I ended up over to Mediterranean during the Korean War. I came back in 1950 and continued my apprenticeship at Ford Motor Company. And I ended up teaching education and getting women into the skilled trades and all that kind of stuff. I like to deal with the youth, and I also started what we call the West Side Cubs in Connecticut. I mean, in Detroit. And they're celebrating their 67th birthday this year. You can look that up on your computers also, the West Side Cubs, Detroit, Michigan. And as far as my sister's concerned, we never met while we were in service because I'd go home and she had just left when we was in Connecticut. And I know that while she was overseas, I always heard about her and all the things that she was doing. I know she was playing baseball and she was doing a little bit of everything. She was breaking codes and whatever. But I'm proud of her. She's my baby sister. What?
Crying. She's crying. She's
Oh,
happy.
Crying?
Yeah, she's happy. You just said that you were proud of her.
Well, I am.
That's amazing. And congratulations for your story as well. My third and final question for both of you would be, what do you think about it being possible that you guys made history being the first African American military brother and sister to be active in the same war?
Very good question.
Well, I never thought of it that way, to be honest with you. You all are bringing this forth, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. I guess it's a rarity when you find something like this, though, because we're both old and gray now.
He's laughing.
Yeah.
old and gray.
Well, I'll be 94 years old this year, and she's my baby sister.
94, 95, sir.
I don't know how old I'll be. I was born in 1929. I was born in 1929. Figure it out.
I don't do high math.
Thank you both for everything that you've shared with us today. And I'd like to thank you again for being here. And again, like you said, for coming this far, everything that you worked hard to do, I'm sure it was hard. I'm sure it was scary. And I know that I am honored to have been able to conduct this interview because you guys are making history in the present and made history in your careers. So thank you again. And I'd like to invite everyone to stand and applause wherever you guys are for wherever they have done. And thank you again for coming.
Delise,
yes.
Don't forget the ritual.
Oh, I didn't forget the ritual.
Okay. Okay.
Sydney will be conducting the ritual.
Okay.
Yes, and I'd like to invite my sister Scholar City to conduct our sessionly ritual. So thank you guys for coming.
You're quite welcome.
So at the end of each class period, we have a ritual that we conduct where we talk about what we learned from the class, as well as a word to describe how we feel or an emotion to describe how we feel. So I can go first to give a demonstration, and then I invite everyone else to join in. I would say I feel probably enlightened. Just I enjoy hearing other people's perspectives. So it was nice to hear about your experience serving in the military, especially with multiple people in my family who are in the military. So it was interesting to hear your perspective and just the challenges and triumphs you had throughout your career.
I think my word would be, for lack of one word, I would like to say in awe, because I am in awe of everything that both of you have done, and the fact that you did it together is just amazing. Anyway, do you have a word? Are you raising your hand to speak?
Yes, good afternoon. I do have a word. I'm Innovative Noel. I'm a first-year biology major on the pre-dental track. And I'm in Dr. Lowe's class. Give me one moment. I'm in Dr. Lowe's class, and I actually had the pleasure of meeting her aunt. Oh no, actually, I did not have the pleasure of meeting her aunt in person. However, she did share her story and her aunt's brother's story, and I think it's extremely disheartening that you didn't have the chance to become a pilot because of your teeth. I think that's really, it's so funny how they like to put barriers when we try to cross a line to further our lineage. And it just goes to show you the extremes of like what they'll say to make sure that they can hinder people. Yet all the things that they were doing during slavery that were towards the human body, and this is what they try to pull after is kind of sad. However, I do love your resilience and not letting that stop you from still joining the Navy SEAL and still protecting a country that didn't protect you or your loved ones. And as for Dr. Lowe's aunt, I think it's extremely powerful to see a Black woman in a position of yours that you had for such a long time. I think that it's always hard for us as Black women to be in these positions because we're often masculinized and we're always criticized for taking a strong role. And I think it's so beautiful that you still took that role and you still showed your knowledge and your wisdom. And I believe Dr. Lowe had told us that you were a part of decoding a lot of languages during war. And I think that's extreme. That's extreme. It takes a really brilliant person to be able to do that. And I really do love the fact that you both are still here today to share your story to us. So yeah, I think it's good to know more about Black people that have served in our country. I don't think we ever get to see them acknowledged for Veterans Day and different things of that sort. So thank you for coming and sharing your stories.
Well, you know, as far as women are concerned, I'd like to mention this. You know, I belong to the UAW, the United Auto Workers of America.
Mhm.
And when I came back, I was teaching at Washington Community College and working at General Motors factory.
General Motors or Ford?
And Ford's also. But I had a lot of women in the class, and they were students in the skilled trades, and they made better scores than the men did. So that's when they start hiring women to the skilled trades in the UAW. That's how the women got into the skilled trades in the UAW. And they're flourishing now. I always said the women were better than the men anyway.
Oh. Anyone else want to share?
I will share. This is Linda Lowe. If you don't mind. It's interesting when you've grown up with a father and an aunt and you just consider them your father and your aunt. But to hear some of the backstories, like until right now today, I never knew that my father was also associated with GM because we've always been Ford kids, not GM kids. So for me, just to share, it's wonderment and amazement of the lineage that I come from, and a sense of serious pride, not just with my own family, but as an African-American female. And we're still committing first in 2024. And I will leave it like that. We will continue to do first. It is what it is, and we've got to make the best of it, or otherwise we'd be crazy. And we have made the best of it, and hope we continue to flourish. And with that, I'm going to say thank you for the opportunity. I am generally a pretty good IT person. I don't know what's going on today with his equipment, but Dad and Auntie, I'm proud of you both. Thank you.
May I say on behalf of the young scholars in SIS.
Dr. Gale, you have two scholars with their hands up. You have Deja Brooks and Brenda Obie.
I see, oh, fine, I saw them at the top. Yeah, thank you.
Deja?
Hi. My camera off. Okay. Hi. I just wanted to say my word. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I just want to say my word was inspiration, astonishment, and just appreciation. Because I really appreciate you both coming and taking the time to tell us this history, to explain us, not explain, but like tell your story, to expound on it as well, just because I'm in Dr. Lowe's class for ADW, but without ADW, you wouldn't hear this much about Black history and all these achievements and just betterment for our community, because we are usually, we usually with Black people, there's always this negative connotation pushed out about us. And just to hear all of the great things that you both did, like getting women into the trades and assisting with their learning, cracking codes, all the, great things that you did and all the great history that you displayed was just very astounding. And I really appreciate the time you all took and the detail that you all went into. So thank you.
And then you have Brenda Obi.
Good afternoon, you guys. My name is Brenda Obi. I'm a first year health science major from Atlanta, Georgia. And I would love to use my word would probably be inspiration and just interested, because I'm also in Dr. Lowe class for ADW, and she talks about her uncle, aunties a lot, and it's great. It's like I love hearing the fact from everyone in like real time, and finding it crazy how you guys went through all this things, and I'm very interested in the story. Thank you.
Denise, do you want, if there are no other, Denise, did you want to do the closing ritual?
You have one more.
Oh, one more, good. I'm sorry.
Jada.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jada Bullard. I'm a first year economics major. I'm in Dr. Lowe's class, and my word would be, what was it? Yeah, I forgot my word. I think it was, dang, I forgot my word, but I really appreciate you guys coming, being able to come here today and share y'all's stories. I'm very appreciative of it, because like they just said, like we do not get to hear a lot about our history, and also being able to finally see y'all after Dr. Lowe talking about y'all in her class is just very like amazing to me, and it's very nice to meet y'all.
Before we close, may I thank Dan Baselli for assisting with the video that was helping us prepare the video that was shared in this conversation. Dan is always supportive of anything that anyone at Spelman asks him to support. He's exceptional with his many talents and exceptional with his gift of assistance. And so I want to thank Dan. Would you applaud him for? Thank you.
Thank you.
You want to end it?
Thank you. Yes. I'd like.
We have another person who's going. Okay. We said, oh, two people. Yes. Okay.
No, I think they were just clapping.
Okay. They were, okay.
All right. I'd like to officially end this interview right on time. I'd like to thank veteran Camilla Lowe and veteran Burton Lowe for coming out today, and thank you for gracing us with your presence. I'd like to wish everyone a great and safe weekend, and thank you guys for all coming out. So if you guys would continue your applause for our two veterans today, that would be amazing, and thank you all for coming out.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everyone.
I just also would say a thank you to Dr. Gales for all of the work that she's done with the SIS Scholars Program and giving us the opportunity to capture and archive these amazing stories and training these young scholars who go on to continue to do great work. So thank you, Dr. Gales. We
Oh,
really appreciate you.
thank you. Thank you for your support. Okay.
Thank
Good
you
luck.
all for coming and your support, and again for selecting my aunt as well as my father. Because their stories do need to be told and I guess canonized or archived into the library for others to really understand that time period, because the stories are not told. Yep. So we have made history here by just putting the stories together. We have contributed to history in a different kind of way, but a definitely needed way to preserve our history, because much of it has been lost. So thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Dan.
And
Thank
you
you.
all did a great job.
Yeah, you did.
Young scholars, young Spelman scholars, you
Uh,
did a great job.
And thank you, Gino, for being here. And thank you, Dan, for your support. And thank you, everyone, for loving our veterans. And so, young scholars, it's time for you to do research and to write books that will explain what happened today.
Say bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you, Gilo.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Show you where that house.
Hi, Gloria, are you still there?
I'm here, still here.
Was there, I was told in the email it was a 2 o'clock session.